Hi, how's it going? Tim here. I want to talk a little bit about confidence. I had somebody come to me recently and they told me that they were stuck and their confidence was a little low and they didn't know what to do to move forward. And I asked them, well, have you felt this way before? And well, yeah, probably, sure. I've been stuck before. Well, how'd you get out of it? I mean, you're still here and you're moving forward. How'd you get out of it? Well, I don't really exactly remember the particulars, but eventually I did get out of it. So, okay. How's your confidence right now? Well, it's kind of low because I'm bummed out and I'm upset with myself because I don't feel like I can get out of this right now. I'm struggling with it. I said, okay. So we had a conversation, and I asked him, well, what was present at the time that you got stuck? You remember what it was? He said, well, I wanted to move through something and I couldn't move through it. It was something that I wanted, and it didn't happen. And so I just got stagnant and stayed stuck in it for a while, my own stuff. And I just, lost momentum, didn't really care. And the next thing you know, one day led to another. And the next thing you know, I'm stuck. And my self worth is down because I beat myself up, I said, okay. Do you remember when you rode a bicycle or when you learned how to ride a bicycle? So what does that have anything to do with anything? I said, well, just stay with me on this one. Riding a bicycle, learning how to ride it. Do you remember? All right. You saw one of your friends maybe riding a bicycle and you didn't know how to ride yet because maybe you didn't have the balance or you hadn't really tried. So what'd you do? Maybe you asked a friend to ride their bike to learn how to ride it. And sometimes your friends wouldn't do it because chances are their bike was going to get busted up when you fell off a half a dozen to a dozen times, maybe more. Or maybe they were a good friend and they didn't care, man. They just want to help you ride a bike. All right. Or maybe parents, they bought you a bicycle, your first bicycle, put some training wheels on, and you learn how to ride that way. All right. However, I learned the old fashioned way. You know, I borrowed a friend's bike. They were there. I'd take off. I'd go so far, I'd get some momentum. I'd take off. And the next thing you know, I would fall over because I didn't have any balance. I fell over, got busted up. Didn't break anything, luckily, but I did. So what did I do? One of my first lessons was to sit you get back up. I didn't really think about it. It wasn't like there was any plan or psychology to it or philosophy or anything like that. I just got back up. You know what I mean? First lesson. When you fall, don't think about it. Just get back up and focus on what it is you want to do, right? So I kept going and I kept going and I kept going and I kept going. And then eventually I learned how to ride. All right. And they were there. My friends were there to see me do it. I finally was able to ride. All right. And then pretty soon I got a little bit better and a little bit better. And then pretty soon at 6 o'clock at night when it was time for dinner, my parents couldn't find me. Do you remember that? I said to them, oh, yeah, I wouldn't come home because I was out riding my bike because I was good at it now. I said, well, so stop and think about this. There was a gap. There was a gap between you wanting to ride the bike and you being able to ride the bike and being good at it. The gap. I call it the confidence gap, or maybe the lack of confidence gap, however you prefer to look at it. All right. So the gap is simply this. What happened is that you got on the bike, and as you started to get a little bit better with it, you started to build some confidence. Why? Because you were getting good at something, and it made you feel good. It fed your self-worth. So remember that. You fed your self-worth doing something that made you feel good, something that you were good at. And you probably said to yourself, or maybe without even thinking about it, you're just like, oh, I did this for the first time. Wow, that's awesome. You start to learn, get better. And as you did, you gained more confidence because you became better at what it was that you were doing. It fed your self-worth some more. All right. So keep going. So it's like a cycle. You get moving, you build some confidence, it feeds your self-esteem, it feeds your self-worth, and you keep going. And it feeds itself, and feeds itself, and feeds itself. That's momentum. Now, obviously, you can take that principle or that philosophy into anything that you do in your life now. Momentum. It's a big deal, and I'll talk about that maybe on another video. But the point is that that's how you build confidence. You know, you went for it, you took action. All right. So the reason I'm telling you this story is because it's important, because I think a lot of people get stuck sometimes and they forget that all you have to do is take action. You know, the first thing you have to do is to start. All right. So, where are you at right now? Are you where you want to be? Are you taking action? Are you stuck? Are you unsure? Are you uncertain? Where's your self-worth? Is it okay? Is it great? I hope it's great. But if it's not, and it might not be, how is that affecting your confidence? And more importantly, how is that affecting your momentum? Because momentum is a big, big thing. Momentum can help you to blow through things that normally seem like a big deal. Turn them into a little pebble, a little speck. Momentum. Got to have it if you're going to succeed. So here's what I'm offering. If you're ready to take a step to move forward, build some momentum, get some things going for you in your life, I'm offering 4 weeks of pro bono coaching. All right. Normally, $4,000 value, I'm offering for free for 2 people, for 2 clients, 4 weeks. Mindset, to help you with your mindset and hold you accountable for what it is you want to create, to help you to blow through a goal in 4 weeks. If that's of interest to you, why don't you put something in the comments below and reach out to me and we'll have a conversation. Again, I'm looking for 2 people for now, maybe more down the road, but for now, just 2. Anyway, reach out to me in the group and we'll have a conversation. We'll jump on a phone call and we'll talk about it. Anyway, maybe it's time. All right. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and many of us have been stuck. And now it's time for you to move. And I'm ready to partner with you to do that. Okay? Give me a shout. Let's do this. All right? Thanks. Have a great night.